Okay. Welcome to checkpoint 3 of Kael's Eternity, where, since the last episode, the courtyard is now fully done. Episode 29 I did here, and started on doing these arches, and that technically ran out of time, because I like to try and keep each episode to around about an hour, or slightly less. But yeah, got the arches basically designed in place. Episode 30 saw all of this done. Now, it's literally just like one block thick, each of that, but inside here will actually be interior eventually. Actually, it'll do like this. And also, right at the end, put in the gate thingies. I'm not quite sure how Zach will do the gates, because, you know, the real Biltmore house doesn't actually have its gates anymore. Not sure why they took them away or where they put them at, but, you know, for all intents and purposes, they're now gone. And also now have technically much lower power production, but it's only because, well, I'm only needing a much lower amount. So right now I'm essentially making, so like using, let's call it about 620 to an RF a tick. Now, during the intervening episodes between episode 20 and now, I've fully integrated the sawmill and enrichment factory. I'm currently dealing with the powdered coal, which came from basically smashing up the charcoal, which in turn came from enriching charcoal dust from the sawdust, which of course in turn came from basically making it, smashing up sticks, which I'm still making now, from the oak planks, and I just had freaking tons of them. But freaking zombies. Right. But I also have a pair of pressure chambers. This one here is set to positive pressure, and of course has nothing in it. Sounds like one of the neighbors is losing their freaking mind again. And I also have a, basically, as I like to call it, a vacuum chamber, which has some books in there. I also found myself a couple of tropical fish. Lovely tropical fish. And can't remember where it's actually going from. I think I'm going from 1T. If I managed to actually find 1K with some in there. But I now also have okay. I thought I had turned to axolotls. Apparently not. Unless I decided to turn and bleed them, because I do remember I had 2 axolotls in buckets, but I might have decided to turn just, like simply delete them, just because I hadn't quote unquote earned them yet. So. Why is that freaking automatically freaking opening up here? Ah, it's because. No, it's that. There we go. Yeah, most of what I've been doing, like the last, 10 episodes basically, was getting these in place on what I first off, making the materials to actually upgrade them to this size, because originally I just had like minimum size of both over at Future Certificate Town. I also Last episode lost one dog to a pillager patrol, but you know, like, thankfully the dog hadn't been named yet, but it was a pretty worthy sacrifice because he took down the Lieutenant Pillager as well. And can't remember which episode it was exactly, but I now also have a Mog Swamp reference in the form of Dog Swamp. Now, here I basically haven't gotten any more progress. However, I have begun the basically pre-step, so to speak, towards this, because I now also have, since the last checkpoint, basically pair of CPUs, which I actually did this decoration like literally last episode. So I've got 2 CPUs, both making blocks of coal right now. Because I have shit tons of powdered coal, like just way too much. Now, this year's future proofing, I'm going to eventually have 16 CPUs total, but then go down to here. I might move my dart collector down to here so it lights up here, but this is basically like the entrance type area for what will eventually become the factory zone. And right at the end of last episode, I began to mark out the edges of what will become the factory zone. Because up here, this is the workshop zone. Here will be industry, with right here being the position for the arc furnace. And yeah, that's basically all that's been done so far. Like, technically, I did do some work down here. As soon as I've had this now, like, can basically, I can't really see. Because it's like snow on snow, you can't really tell, but all here got deforested. And I think it's partially grown back, but don't quite. But yeah, that's basically all the progress I've made in the last 10 episodes. And given the fact that this is like 8 minutes long, unfortunately this won't be able to become a short. Which, I'm fine with that. Because, you know, I'm a little bit too rambly for shorts. But, yeah. Basically. Also, I technically updated the map. It just, doesn't really look very updated because most of the work's vertical. But, yeah. So, at this point, I'll next see anyone who's watching this, like, either, like, as you're going through and binging all the episodes, or if, you know, like, I'm gonna start again. I'll see all of you who are binging in episode 31. I'll see all of you who are just, you know, jumping through using these checkpoints in year 1. I'll see all of you in checkpoint 4.